What up, man? It's T Vix and Miss Dean, and we back on Route 8. This tap, man. Oh, man, we got that guy. We got this special guest in the building. Man, it's my man, Dollar Bill and our PTE label. I mean, I got the glasses on because the chain is blinding me, man. Come on, man. Come on, man.
Hey, you know what? Somebody got to shine better than COVID.
You shining, baby. You shining like a diamond.
Yeah, Miss Dean. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Man, Dollar. It's my guy, man. This guy, man, you've been traveling the world. Ooh. I'm talking about you go to places where people don't go.
This is one of the hardest working A&Rs in the business. For those of you guys who don't know, yes, Dollar Bill. This man is a hard working A&R. And when I tell y'all he's been doing things, I mean, I'm going to let you give him the rundown on some of your work ethic and some of the work you've been putting in. I know you started with, when you first started as an A&R, who did you first start with?
Well, when I first started with A&R, I started with Master P. No Limit. When it was No Limit, Forever Records. And, I kicked off right there. I had to show my talent, and he asked me, could I do the talent? But I had to show him how I could do the talent. So I ended up doing it, and coming along pretty smooth with it, with No Limit Forever Records.
Which ended you in this position where you are now, which you are with?
Now I'm with PTE, Palm Tree Entertainment.
Okay.
CEO Miami Mike's label, which he got the #1 internet king artist in the world, Soulja Boy.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. We can't take that. He the first. What's something we say? I'm the first.
The very first.
He the first. He always the first.
Now look, people know we know each other. That's good. But I want to give them the real interview. So how did you start off? I mean, you didn't start off as an A&R. You was in the entertainment business. But what you start off as?
Well, I started out as myself, and I got a talent of my own. A lot of people don't know because I never displayed to just personally people, but I am a professional beatboxer. And back in the day when we came up, we had a rap group from where I come from, and I was the beatboxer. Then we had a couple of rappers in the group, and we kind of made our shine and present from a kid and moving up in the next level, which landed us multiple commercials. So when we made the commercials, we felt like we was on our way moving forward up in the business. So when that didn't collide the way we wanted it to, I still got my talent from years ago. So that ain't gonna go nowhere. So after I educated myself into the music industry, I said, I got to learn more about this music industry. So I had to see the way people move forward as far as getting in the record business, how to put a record out, and how to strive and survive in the music game.
What made you want to do that, though? What made you so interested in music to where you transitioned into something else? What made you want to...
Well, we didn't really make it as, and that's anybody, and I always had the feeling of never give up. So my never give up move was, okay, let me see who's on the thought process like me. I like business. So I kind of study different people. Like I would listen to KRS-One, and you go to the Curtis Blows, and then you go to, the different old school hip hop heads and study how they was able to survive all them years with no drama and become the OGs of hip hop now. I had to say, look, let me figure out a business aspect. And the only one I could think of that was doing that at that particular time was Master P.
Right. So what led you and P's connection? What got y'all started? You doing your own thing. How did that match?
Well, we had a record back in the day, like I say, the group I was with, we had a record called A Deal Gone Bad, and it caught the attention of Master P. So back then, the actual guy that was backing us, because, we some young bucks, and we come from, the trenches is what they call it now, but we call it the hood, the projects, and all of that. So when P them started out doing shows, we was like at every concert. Like we showing up like, okay, man, can we rap for you? Can we do this, that? And that's what we did. We kind of applied ourselves to being around him for so long until when they blew up even bigger, it kind of died out on my end. They didn't die out, but we did. So when we died out, I'm like, man, I'm gonna stay in touch with dude because he did give me the number. He gave us all the number, but they was like, when they backed out, I stayed ahead. So I stayed ahead and I kept in touch with him and stayed on him. And then one day he said, whenever a job, position come available, I'll get with you. And then in 2012, I remember getting a call and I seen his number and I thought he was, wanting to talk about doing shows or events. And he said, you know what? Romeo and me going to start this label. Romeo's gonna be the CEO, and it's gonna be called No Limit Forever. And I'm gonna give you the A&R position. Do you want it? I said, man, cut it out. Hurry up and took it. So when I took it, he said, now you got to show me what you can really do. So before he could hang up the phone, in about 2 hours, I'd already discovered this lady from Romania named Catalina Toma. If you Google her name, she's a foreign pop megastar overseas. And she was trying to make her way into the U.S. anyway, but she didn't have no visa, what it take to get it. So when I got with PDM and I showed him my hand for real, he said, oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you're doing. So they end up signing her. So they grabbed her. I landed that. And a lot of people don't know it, and I didn't want that front line, ability, the praise of me because I discovered her. I just wanted to show him what I could do because I know it's his longevity. Dealing with a businessman, this was longevity. And I took advantage of that and just start knocking it out. Then he may say, well, look, I tell you what, we got this album grid drop, TRU, I'll let you do promotion. I played the jack of all trades. I didn't just want to be one thing. Give me all the jobs. Anything you give me, say yes. Don't never say no. Right. So we did the TRU project. I showed out for him on that. So then we got to becoming pretty close. So he used to call me by my name, which is Shawn. Yeah. And now I'll let y'all ask me later because I don't want to interact with what word and questions y'all got. But then later, you ask me how I got the name, and I'm gonna tell you. Because it's real.
Go ahead into that. Go ahead. Let's talk about that.
We can go into it. So, man, y'all great laugh. I know, Miss Dean, this is gonna tear you to pieces. And Vic TV, he gonna laugh too, but this is gonna crack you up. So I call myself, He said, well, look, we're gonna go out on this tour, and it's the TRU tour. We're gonna hit Nashville, Memphis. We're going on 4 cities. Be ready. Man, the first day, man, I showed up. You know them little suits they used to sell at the Chinese place? I show up with a dollar bill jogging suit on. Hey, I show up with the suit on. You know the one had all the little bills across it.
Yeah.
I show up with that on. Man, all of them looked at me, Miss Dean and T Vic. They all looked and stopped and paused. You'd have thought the earth was going to crack. Yeah. Man, they bust out laughing. They said, if he don't go on this tour, ain't nobody going. I was the joke of the whole situation. Come on, Dollar Bill. Man, here come P and Greg Lyons, which is, OG. He was P's manager. Man, come on. And they looked at me and he looked at each other. They just laughed the whole time they plotting.
And you made that joke work in your favor, and now you getting the last laugh.
Yeah, and P said, you know what? Man, cut it out, man. Man, leave Dollar Bill alone. So I become Dollar Bill. So the name came from P. I don't care what people say, how they say it, how they look at it. Master P gave me the name Dollar Bill, and I will forever be grateful with that. He gave it to me. He named me Dollar Bill. I didn't name myself, and my name's Shawn. But the name, now let me escalate more of the way of why. The dollar bill, I just said, okay, if I'm going to be Dollar Bill, I got to show my hand on how to make money for me and him. because as a businessman, they want to know what's on your mind and what can you do to elevate, to move forward. Right. People think, oh, I can wake up, and I can rap and I can be the next A&R and all that. Now you got to put in some type of work and show them that you worthy. So my work move was shows, any ideas come up, anybody reach out to me and this and that, I will report it to him. So he seen that I was that dude that reported most of the stuff. A lot of stuff wasn't worthy of reporting, but all the good things was. And I promise you, and I can't even go out of the circle box with this. I just got to be truthful. You would not believe the people that reached out to me when he made me the A&R. And I'm going to start out with this first name. Guess who reached out to me?
Who?
Who sang that song? And it's crazy, and I'm in the game, but the light-skinned chick, what's her from New York, had a hit record.
It's
the LGBT chick.
Boy, you gonna throw me for a loop on that one.
What's the song?
The lights. She's from New York. It was the big one. There you go. That's crazy. I got a one-track band. The chick, the light skinned one, been around all the New York people. Had a hit record. They went crazy about it.
What? She sing or rap?
Huh?
She sing or rap?
She rap. Light skinned.
Oh. He talking about old girl.
Young M.A.
Yeah,
Young M.A.
Yeah. Young M.A.
They called me and P passed on it. You want no next in line?
Ooh, who else? That's the song. Was that?
You want know who's next in line? He passed on.
Next? Let's do it. Let's run it down.
Bryson Tiller.
Yeah, because you and Bryson Tiller, y'all done work together. Y'all still working together.
Well, he's big now, so you know how it go. You see him when you see him, but at the particular time, like I'm like, man, y'all better check this dude out, cause where I'm from is the music is popping right now, and I never forget when we went to LA to P them had that the album release party in Inglewood. And when they picked me up at the airport, everybody in the van, I said, man, you pop this in there. Man, I put that CD in, it was Bryce and them on there, man. They he's dope. But then them other cats was like, well, we got this one cat from New Orleans, he's dope. I said, not like this. Y'all better listen to this. Man, they overlooked that. I said, okay.
Man, okay, so question. Being an A&R, was it challenging bringing artists to P and to, like, with the label you're on? Do they kind of look for people that's in-house or, like, where they're from?
It was very challenging, for real, because I'm not from where they from. I'm from a different place. So I'm the new guy. And think about this. Here I am. You got all these people been knowing him forever. You got me knowing for a short span time. So I'm getting the shine and they ain't. So you got to look between the line right there. But I was really good and likable because a lot of people like me. You know, the ones that don't know me, they get with me and they be like, boy, this dude right here is funny. And we cut up, have a ball once you really get to know somebody.
Right.
And I never did really. I just played my part and left the other end out and to be announced onto them. They dealt with how they moved, but I think it was really challenging.
Yeah. And so let's clear some of the myths that, because a lot of artists, they feel like, well, I get the A&R, he hear my song and it's over. He gonna love me so much that he gonna give me $10 million.
Yeah.
I mean, so when an artist is meeting somebody at your stature, and I know you, this guy, you plugged up with everybody. Yeah. I mean, you can get on anybody on the phone. So you the plug. Is that true that you hear a song that good that some of these record execs gonna just shove out $10 million?
No, it's false.
Right.
False alarm.
Right.
And the reason why it's a false alarm because they got this unquote thing called political challenge. And I don't care who look at this interview or how they see it, it's a political challenge. And people that's getting signed in, it's almost like a roller coaster because it's somebody that knows somebody, somebody that knows somebody that knows. And some people will dig deep and some people ain't gonna dig at all. Remember that. Some people will dig deep, some ain't gonna dig at all. Who you think gonna win if we're in a desert and we need water to survive? The people over there that's trying to drink sand, or the people trying to drink water.
Right.
So the people over there that's trying to drink that water gonna survive. And what I mean by that is, if you listen to some of these independent CEOs talk, they sitting there telling you how it go. Like you had Coach, he was on there talking about in his live. So I'm not just making this up. I mean, he's like, you know what? If y'all guys want a #1 record worldwide on every radio station around the world, $200,000. That's what it's gonna cost. 200,000. And they just come out of my mouth. It came out of Coach mouth and a million executives mouth. But I tell artists that's new, the ones that's holding up them weapons and doing all that other stuff, you got your misfit versus your other. Some people may win. The ones that's actually doing that, they not looking at them at all. I'm just keep real. They see all of that. If you can go on TikTok and see a million butts on there, a million builder body people on there. You can see a million dudes. Everybody's on there. You know what I'm saying? So you can go see anybody you want to go see when it come to that. But realistically, they rather, why go deal with that when they get on the phone call Jay?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, Jay. Jay-Z, look, who you know? I know it's one guy that he don't have time to deal with. Will move him up, uplift him, and they'll kick him something, and they'll go in and sign him. And that's what they do. Like
artists, game, boy.
He giving us some jewels right now.
Just so y'all know, this a real A&R. This man done really put the work in. He done did the parties. He done did the shows. He done worked with the execs. He done been out of the business room.
Man, I could start, and not to cut you off, Ms. Dean, I could start posting pictures that's never been seen. While I'm sitting in Jive Records, behind the desk, not in no lobby. You see all them money count with that lobby pictures. I'm sitting around the desk. Right there with the people that everybody knows. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I got buddies. I'm so deep of knowing and being in the spotlight of the music industry. I got 3 buddies that moved from where I live. They live in California right now. One of them name is Alan Green. He's a big time comedian now. Alan Green, he used to cut my hair. He used to be the boss. Alan, he made it. My other buddy, Warren Killebrew, he's the cartoon voice because he got a deep voice like Barry White. He's gone. L. Young, these is all people you can Google. You be like, yep, they working. And go on there and leave them a message, ask them, do they know me? They're going to say, oh, hell yeah. They going to tell y'all the muscle. Yeah. But these people was people that follow like me. They didn't give up. They had applied themselves to some type of job, some type of something that's dealing with the industry. Now, back to these CEOs of the music. It's all about networking, number one. Number one, if you network, make your platform good, surround yourself around the right people, go get good music. And when I say good music, get everything documented. Don't go in there and tell no pay for studio time and you walk out of that studio and you didn't do no agreement with that engineer and all them. Because remember, they laying back in the cut. Some of them engineers are slick. They won't tell you what they know. Yeah. You can go in there and get you some studio time, and they go in there and they record a beat, but guess who owned it when they walk out of there? The studio.
You know, it's funny because
the studio owns it.
We did consultation a while ago. We were literally telling, because my husband and I, we do consultations, and we do a lot of business talk and just uplifting and teaching people that's up and coming artists the game somewhat. And it's like, we had to tell them the same thing. You know, these people didn't know about owning their masters and going back and, you know, getting a copy of the music, you know, to where they can have it. And it's like a lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know that, you know, how it works.
Well. Here's the thing. Now, what I learned. Okay, when you put a record out, say when you go to the studio, put a record out, and this is what they tell me. This is where I listen at. You put a record out. When you put that record out, the main thing you do is cover yourself both ways. Make sure it's BMI ASCAP. Go for the monetize move because all these is checks that are come in under the royalty status, statute. You monetize BMI ASCAP, performance. All of them got boxes on there. Check everything, get your serial numbers, everything, so you can be covered on your end.
Right.
And then when you do beats and you get them, the thing is called a work for hire. I'm giving all these artists, if they watching or when they watch, I'm giving you the free game. Never do a lease beat, do a work for hire. That's what it's called. You buy a beat, it's called a work for hire agreement with you and the person that made the beat. You hire them to work for you, you hire them to work, and then you bought the beat. That's called a work for hire. So you own it. You ain't got to worry about nobody coming back saying, well, I made this beat. This was mine. He leased it from it, all that. No, I got the paperwork. It's a work for hire. I bought this. So it's like the old saying, documentation be conversation any day. Let them artists know that.
Thanks.
That's good game. That's good game. That's good game.
Hold on.
I think I'm gonna take a sip to that. Go ahead. Hey,
well, look, let me get mine now too.
That's a good game. Now look, you work with Master P, No Limit. You did that. It went well. You got some people signed. You did your thing. Now you're over at PTE, the label. What was the transition of working with somebody that's direct like P and somebody like the other CEO, Money Mike?
CEO Miami Mike is, you know, these people be like big time, rich, but their heart is fun and full of gold. Like they really good dudes because he moved on me pretty quick. So once he discovered me, you know, he hit me up, we talked. He said, look, you know, I'm the one that signed I Heart Memphis. You know, had the song Hit the Quad and big record back then. And he's like, right now, the pipeline, the Soldier Boy is me. Like he is the one you gotta go through if you want to book Soldier Boy. It ain't nothing going past him. And also me being up under him, he had to introduce me to all the stuff that they deal with. Like he's a tech giant. They make those like tech chips and stuff for these Game Boys and all that. These dudes is into everything. This dude own all that soap you see in Bed Bath and Beyond and car washes, that liquid stuff. That man owns the whole factory. I sat there and watched it. Every color, every smell, green, pink, lavender, white, all that. Man, it's a woman's dream, a world. Like it's like he got that soap. Like, you know, and he introduced, he showed me, and I went in there. I seen the factory. He got 18 wheelers. He got tour buses. I'm talking about brand new. Like this dude was genuine. And once he introduced me to all that, he said, now let me take you out on your first tour under us, which is the Millennium Tour.
Yeah.
When I went on there, I got introduced to a whole new group of people that I never thought I'd meet. You can see them on TV and do this and that, but actually to say, okay, this is my, and he's not afraid to introduce you. That's what I like about him. He's genuine. You know, yo, this is Dollar Bill. Like when we went up on the tour when I first got there, he said, meet me over on this side. And I got there, all them, you know, big promoters out there, man, we don't know. Blah, blah, blah. He said, man, that's my A&R, dude. Woo, woo, woo. Man, they was like, move. They moved. When I was in there, now every show I went on from her, it was like, I go Dollar, like he cool. But then come to find out, I know the dude who's doing the whole tour. Man, he said, what you doing? I said, over with man. And then it turned into a fun shop then. Right. Man, he said, come on, I'm running around with this dude from out of Houston's a millions of dollars. He does all these like outside festivals like the Summer Jams, whatever the 90s, the 80s, all that different names. It's just one dude doing that.
So what was it like for you? What was it like for you taking that all in and that experience, going through the tour, going to get the tour of the Soap Factory, going on a Millennial tour? How was that for you?
It was relaxing to me because I'm used to seeing stuff that's good instead of me overexciting myself. Now, if I meet somebody I always wanted to meet on the bucket list, now I'll tell you one person I met that was really, really genuine, and you'd have thought that we knew each other. He was cool. Smokey Robinson.
Really?
Man, I seen Smoke. Oh, man, I seen old Smokey.
What?
Man, I said, dude, you been on my bucket list. He said, man, I ain't dead yet. I ain't dead. Like his picture, I'm gonna post it on my IG tonight of me and him. Like, cause as somebody, when you touch Smokey and you look at the picture, how genuine it is, with his arm right around on my shoulder. I done touched Michael, Donna Ross, the Varner sisters, Marvin Gaye, Stevie Wonder, whoever else that was in Motown, I touched them. Yeah. When he touched me, and I went on did the little shockwave. I mean, you just gotta feel it. Like that's just when you meet them people like that, it's like wow. Yeah. I'm looking at this man like I can sit there and talk to him forever. Yeah. Said, man, I got a show to do tonight. We talk about 20, 30 minutes. And then he's like, nice meeting you and this and that, man. And then I ain't saying nothing. He said, come on, let's get a picture. We took a couple pictures and they killed that. So me meeting and done met a lot of people, I done got so much comfortable with it. Now when I see him, it's like, dang, go your boy. But my mind is freaking out. But my inner outside of me is like, yeah, man, whatever. I'm calm. But in my mind, I'm like, ooh, wee. I want this photo shot. I want this picture. Yeah. But then in this music game, you gotta watch out for people that don't want to see you make it too. There's a whole lot of it on this conversation that could be brought out. You gotta watch out for people that don't want to see you make it because you don't give up and you still got that drive and that likable force, and people deal with you and mess with you, and they can't understand why they can't do it. Cause you can, man, if I did a screenshot of so many all the people in my inbox, man, how can I become in? How can I do this? Man, apply yourself first.
But you know what's crazy? It's crazy you even said that. It's crazy you said that because there's so many different levels of people that you break into. So like you got your lower level where it's crabs in a bucket mentality. Right. Then you move up a little bit and you think people at the top will be happy to grab you and pull you up. But bucket mentality not necessarily just applies to poverty or poor people. It's a mindset. You could be rich with a crab in a bucket mentality.
Man, you said that better than anybody else could say it. Like that's real spit, as they would say. Because here you got me. I ain't bothering nobody. The people I deal with, Vic, and you've been dealing with me from day one. When y'all met me, he like, okay, I'm gonna see if dudes back. Man, when he said, man, come on down to my city. Yeah. At first phone call, come on down there, go in the studio.
You always been solid.
Y'all came straight down there, had a ball, everything. Like it was from A1, day one, A1. That's how it came out. Yeah. And that's why we still around. Cause y'all real people and I'm real. Like I don't cross or burn bridges with nobody. Now you got your internet people. Let me get to this. I just got to put that out here. For the millions and the millions of people like that watches T-Vic and Miss Dean. Mm-hmm. Here's the thing with this. I ain't never, ever, 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 and I want this to be known. I've never scammed. I ain't never took money from people that shouldn't have been gave to me. And I'm going to set the record straight on that. Artists will hit me up, and I will say this. Now, if I'm wrong, Miss Dean and Vic, you tell me. Y'all be the judge and the jury. I'm gonna be the person that put it out. You tell me. Okay. I'm on the thing. You scrolling through her, and you see me. Okay, Dollar Bill, A&R. Okay, let me see. Okay, I'm gonna see my music. But you don't think what you done said in this text. Man, how can I get my music heard? How can can I get you to do this and that? Okay, I say this. First and foremost, you have to hire me to do these things. Let's go back one more time. Hire. Go to the dictionary and see what hire means. Not high, hire. Job hire. When you see that, that's called Ebonics of America.
Right.
That means hire. So I say that as they would say, watch the contract because that word might fool you. So when I say that, they'll go ahead, okay, blah, blah, blah. So I may give them some love. Okay, if I'm going to do his work, you wouldn't want them. I tell you what, and I give them this lecture every real. I said, when you go to that strip club and you throwing money in front of your buddies with that bottle in your hand and all that, go back the next day and tell them girls you want that money back. Man, they're going to run you out of that club. Plus, you might get locked up. You're not getting no money back. So what I'm saying, artists will hire you. They'll ask for this and that and that. I say, okay, I want to play fair. Okay, if my fee's $1,500, $2,000, $2,500, I say, well, look, I'll work with you. Let's make some payments. You see my work as nigga. If it look good, let's roll. If it don't worry about it. Niggas will make the first, I can use that word kind of. Not
yeah.
Okay. I'm just making sure. Well, I'm just go, brother. We gonna be putting this out there. So brothers will make. I'm gonna just say this: people will make. Artists will make this comment. I will give them the opportunity, and I'll say, look, you put something down on it. I'm cool, And they like, man, what's your fee? Okay, $2,000, and then you can make payments. Some people might say, man, I'm gonna put 1,000 down. I'll put 800 this and that. I said, okay, it's cool. We can make payments. Why are you gonna hire me? We done made this agreement. You done hired me. You put your money down, and 2 weeks later, you want your money back. Now, how does that work? Go in the strip. Now, let me rewind and move forward. Go in the strip club this Friday. Then come Monday, go up there and say you want your money back. So let me see this judge and jury. Who's getting their money back?
Nobody's getting their money back. Now I'm gonna give you.
I gave them the bona fide documentation of hire me. Why would that's called crabs in the bucket? What Miss Dean said. That falls on that crabs in the bucket garbage.
This is a beautiful. I'm gonna get into this conversation. I'm gonna get it fans a little bit insight. See, people don't know. Me and Dollar Bill knew each other over 10 years at least. You know what I'm saying? So I've been working with this man for so many years. I'm going to tell you something about this conversation, though. A lot of artists don't understand the business. And what you're really doing is you educating them the business. And really, I would love to thank you right now for taking that money and not giving it back to them because they need to understand the business. I had to understand it myself. I've been through it myself. When I was young in the game, didn't have much money. You know what I'm saying? You working, you doing whatever you doing to get your money.
Right.
You getting your money up and you sending it off and you asking for something. You just want somebody to work with you. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, you don't know what you really want. You just like, hey, yeah, A&R, okay.
What you need. And then you learning yourself. You
right.
And people, when you say A&R, people say they just like we create the job in our head. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We making it like, oh, the A&R, that means he gonna give me a deal. No, he's gonna help you get ready to get a deal and present the deal.
It's called artist development.
Right. Artist development. Right. But see, most of us, we create this, you say A&R, we create the job description for you, and we ain't even ask you, well, what you do? We just like, well, let me give you some money so you can do it for me. We don't even know what you do at the time. So a lot of it is good that you educate, because I ain't gonna lie, I was blessed to meet you in my young career, and I'm glad I did because now I know how to negotiate a deal.
Yeah.
Right.
I know how to say, I know how to call and be like, well, I want this. Yeah. Can you make this happen for me? This is what I want to happen. Can you make it happen?
Right.
And then somebody, oh, well, it costs this much. Okay, well, here go the money. Let's go. Let's do what we got to do. But a lot of artists don't get that because they don't really know the business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It's important.
And to all the artists out there that's in Akron, Ohio, that rock with T-Vic and Miss Dean, like, look, they genuine. They not just around me to be around me. They business people, first of all. They business people. And my mother always told me you got to crawl before you walk.
Yeah.
So when you crawling, you learning. When you walking, you learning. Everything is a test of time and it's a set timing. You got to learn these rules and regulations in anything. You know what I'm saying? When you go get a job, let's just say this. What is the first thing a job asks for? A resume. Okay. If you go get a record deal, what you want to see if you want on a high sedity mode, you want to be this and the Billy Badass, or with a contract. Okay, contract, resume. Contract, resume. So they both are falling under jobs. I'm looking at this job to work manufacturer, but I'm looking at this one for a record deal. So if I combine both of them together, that's called artist development because I had to work for that. Those are jobs. Job over here, job over there. You choose your own life. If you want to do manufacturing, that's what you want to do. I ain't mad at you. I done did it before. But if you want to rap, it's rules and regulations. When you go to that job,
learn the rules to the game. You gotta learn the rules to the game.
When you go to that job and manufacturing, you gotta go through a training course. It might be 2 week, 3 week course. Okay. When you get trained, what's the first thing come out of your mouth, Miss Dean? We as a woman, are we getting paid for training?
Yeah.
And hurt right there. Look, watch this. One more time, Miss Dean. Are we getting paid for training? I mean, it's just real. So okay, now let's go over to the contract.
Yeah.
Okay. Are you paying me to go help you to do that? Okay, let me say that one. Are you paying me, artists, to do that? Are you want the free? Like it's all that's a job. So what I mean by that is a artist want to hire a person. There's nothing wrong with it. There's nothing wrong with it. You know what I'm saying? And I tell them now, you know, you got some that'll be with it. Then you got some, man, I ain't giving that nigga no, I ain't doing that. And guess what? They 3-4 years later in my inbox. Yo, follow, man, what you been doing? I said, what happened to you, man? My girl flushed my phone down the toilet. Well, you better go get that motherfucker. My number's still in there. I don't know how. You better go get it. My number's still on that motherfucker. You letting her flush your phone down the toilet.
You funny as hell.
And you trying to come back to me. Hey, how you trying to come back to me? She done flushed your phone down the toilet. How the hell you get how you know I'm still on there then? Man, come on, that old man, wake me up, man. I'm still asleep. So I done dealt with niggas that could have been comedian rappers instead of rap artists. Because they jokes. They shoot jokes all the time. But I'm here to tell you, artists, I don't mind helping you. I'm not no fuck boy. I'm not on no bull crap. All of this stuff is a business.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It's just boiled down to a business. Look how
and I tell people this, not to cut you off, Dollar, but I tell people this all the time. Music is not something that you get into because you ran out of options. This is something that takes a lot. This is one of the hardest jobs.
Oh my God.
To actually be successful at.
Hey,
you got people that
Ms. Dean, you not
job. They can't graduate. Not trying to be funny, I ain't knocking nobody, but they can't commit to small things. Then they want to jump into music and think it's gonna pop because of their talent. Man, this is one of the hardest fields of work that you can possibly want to be a part of.
Okay, let's go back to this. When you like Independence, Boosie them made, when did that record come out? Man, that record, but you think it just came out last week and bopped so hard. These people been around forever. They didn't just wake up and say they want to be a rapper. Only reason why it is, and I hate to say this, us as society, and these eyes right here, these eyeballs, these pupils, these distinctive eyes right here is a delusion to the world. Because when you look at what's on TV, you think it's supposed to be yours, and without working for it. Okay, let me go back to my granddad.
Entitlement.
Let me go back to my granddaddy's thing. He said, "Boy, what you doing outside this late? Ain't nothing open after midnight but legs and White Castle. You don't even need to be out here. You need to be somewhere sitting down, unless you got a job." In other words. So these people ain't figuring out what they want to do. They want to bully the game. You're not bullying no game. The music industry's ran by the mafia. Point blank. Them people cut checks. That's just like me and you and Vic. We should love to go in 5 different places and say, hey, cut me into shit. I'm gonna go on her. Miss Dean say, hurry up, let's go over and get this other $1 million check. Okay, we're gonna leave out there. They cutting checks like that. Hell no. Going down there, you ain't going in there doing that. No. You gotta earn, as they would say in the street, you gotta earn your what? I ain't gonna say the other part, but you gotta earn what you do to move forward. And me, I had to earn it because I've worked. I done been a promotional person. I did the flyers and posters and hung them. I done did it all. I network. I get to know people. I got so good at it. I even got a business venture deal with Tiny T.I. Like Tiny. I took a girl to Tiny years ago, and she had a conflict with her parents. Like we went. Like, and it all starts from, it ain't what you know, is who you know. Let me tell you the story on that. We was out in St. Louis. We was on the tour with P.D.M. and it was the OMG girls was on there, which is T.I.'s daughter, them, you know, and they asked me when they seen me, I just, had the No Limit tank on and the shirt. They's like, where Romeo at? I said, he should be coming down in a minute. So they security dude, which me and them now are super close friends. His name Womack. He's like, man, can they get a picture with Rome when they come down? I'm like, yeah, man, that's cool. Right. So they came down, they got their pictures and all that. Man, dude was cool from there on out. He said, man, take my number down. We gonna kick it. That's what you call network. See, a lot of people think they get in this game and work themselves to death and don't understand why they ain't never make it. It ain't what you know, it's who you know and who you run into and who you just start networking with. Really make it.
You gotta move around.
So me networking with him, later on down the line, I asked him to do me a favor. And in his mind, he did me a favor, I'm gonna help him. I said, man, I got this young girl, she can sing, like, man, she dope. And he's like, man, let me hear the record. Send it to him. I sent it to him. Man, he let Tiny hear it. She went crazy. They set up a meeting that I could have got 50 grand from a street nigga to go do a sit down with them. He said, be out here this Saturday, such and such, so and so. So I'm thinking I'm going to get her. I done went and got an old truck, rent a truck, and I had Vance Ditto with me, flipping stack. He said, I'm going to ride with you, cuz. I said, come on. He's trying to learn the game, so I ain't no honorary person. I said, come on, ride. Man, we pull up at her house. I think she coming out. Her whole family come out. Oh, we going too. I'm like, so they get in their car. I'm like, okay, y'all just follow me. So it's her sister, her brother, her mom and her dad and all that. So we go down to Atlanta. We go down there and we went to the mall and all that, and to speed it up, dude called me and said, look, she's ready. She ready to meet. Man, we go over, man. I pull up, man, my eyes in the back of my head again. I'm like, wow. First person opened the door was Shaquana. Tell me, what you looking at? I said, you? Because you were, don't be looking at my butt like it, boy, we bust out like, I'm silly, so I fired one. So I fired one on her. So we was cool. We went in there. The whole thing was set. The long story short is we could have got a deal, but her parents, her mama actually wanted all the attention on herself because they end up arguing and they had got us rooms and everything. They's like, Tiny said, look, what position you play? I said, her manager. She said, I ain't got no problem with that. She said, I'm going to take in the studio, put my writers and producers on, and we're going to cut this record, and she's the writing queen, so she already had a record in man for her. We was gone. Man, they get back to the hotel, they arguing and fighting. They arguing, they little family arguing. So they said they leaving. I said, for what? The mom, because Tiny said, well, look, y'all just stay with the mom. I'm going to introduce y'all to my husband. I never did get to meet him because they left and went home. I was so mad. I left too that same night. I said, forget that room. So we end up coming back and the parents get into it and all that. But just like I say, the more the story is networking and people that really want to do it, some people get over excited to knowledge of what they really ain't ready. They'll say they ready, but what you gonna do when it's time? Are you gonna get ready to stay ready? Are you gonna be ready to be ready? And they wasn't ready. They blew that whole deal.
I mean, you know more than me and more than my husband. I mean, maybe we all know the same. I mean, this is a tough business.
Yeah,
this is a tough business. You know what I'm saying? This ain't for the weak. So what is some advice you would give somebody that's aspiring to be an artist? Like, far as keeping your boots on the ground, far as staying 10 toes down, like far as armoring yourself up for this type of business?
I'd say they should form they inner circle team, form their own crew, and go, full throttle on it. Like I would, go in the studio, find that right record. What you think that will be a hit? Get you your own little, what I would say, get you your own little fan people to give you a judgment of it. When making records, don't just make a record and jump on the internet and say, look at this without doing your own listening thing.
Right.
Because remember back in the day when artists used to do, records and stuff, they have their own listening party. And you could see it on Love and Hip Hop and how they used to do it when they, discover somebody and they have a record, they have a listening party, invite everybody out and all that. People don't even do it no more. And I tell them all that, like, I got the connections to bring in a few heavyweights. Yeah, they're going to come in, they're going to listen. Like, do it up big. Have you a listening party. Bring in the heavyweights. Then you can, if the outside crowd want to come in, you just charge them to come in. And that ain't free neither. So if y'all listen to that, as you got to pay to get in. T-Vic, them not letting y'all in there for free.
For sure.
They done paid their way. So,
for sure.
You got to move up with the capability of forming your own circle, get the right record, and try the judgment. Go with, put the money behind yourself, move forward, and try to get with the right people.
I got another question. We getting close to the time, but this is an important question. So the artist, you're a rapper, you get a Grammy, you're an actor, you get an Oscar, something like that. You're an A&R. I mean, you making these things happen. You know what I'm saying? You putting the artist with the label. It's nothing. It's no award show for you guys or whatever. Like, what is y'all striving for in this business? If I'm a rapper, I'm striving for a Grammy or something like that, or a #1 record. What's the A&R striving for in the business?
I think it's really the plus. I think it's more of a plus and a gain of the ability and a goal. Mm-hmm. And the goal is, if your dream was to, like, if I was dealing with an autism person, my dream dealing in the medical field, I'm going to say, okay, that's my heart and soul in it. So I'm not really expecting nothing out of big flashing lights of the name because I'm going to do that job. You know what I'm saying? So the job is going to get done. I'm going to get compensated. But at the end of the day, they'll award you in a great way of knowledge of saying this is his job and you don't have his job. It's more like he got that job and he got that job for a reason. So artists that want that job, they got to put in work to get a job like it. And far as for what you really getting out of it, I think it's just the integrity and the ability to say, okay, I made this happen and I made somebody else's life change for the better.
Right, that's a dope answer. That's the answer we was looking for. That's a dope answer. Hey, now look, now you working with PTE, the label, you traveling around, y'all looking for artists. I mean, y'all got showcases. They popping up everywhere. What should the artist bring? He gotta have a hit record. He gotta have a bag. What he gotta do? He gotta look right. He got, man. Do he gotta have 5 strippers? What he gotta do? You know what I mean?
Nah.
That's what he want to know.
He might be a personal stripper himself, but nah. But hey, I say bring a great record. Do it professionally. Get it mixed and mastered professionally before you come and try to put it out there to somebody that's professional. Mm-hmm. Remember, professional. Do the record. I'm going to repeat that. Mm-hmm. When you coming in there, make sure your record's mixed and mastered professional when you want a professional listening to it. Don't come in there just because your buddies and 2-3 people down the block say that's hot. What you think that's hot may be cold to me. May not be nothing, but what's cold may be hot to somebody else. So I say put your heart and soul in it. Come put on a show that nobody else has seen before. because it seems like everybody got the same move when they get on their stage. I can't even do it. We would laugh ourselves off with the rest of the time. But they got this one move they do, and everybody's doing it. I don't know why. And I'm the only one seeing it, Miss D. They got one move that all the new rappers are doing. They need to change up. They need to put on a show. That's all I can
say. Just an inside. You didn't tap the inside.
No, this is so funny, bro. And it's so funny because I can't even get into it.
We're not gonna get into that.
That's
we can't let that go. But you can tap those inside stuff. Hey, but look,
I think this interview was helpful to us as well as the viewers.
I mean, we always learning. But I'm gonna say this. Dollar Bill, I didn't know you for years. You ain't never took nothing from me. You ain't never lied to me.
That you ain't deserved.
You know what I mean? Right. You always been good to me, man. I appreciate you and your friendship over the years, man. I think our relationship grew from a business relationship to a business plus friendship.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I do want to, before I do end, I do want to touch. Man, this my guy. He invited me out. Man, you role manager for that girl Lele. I mean,
Disney
star. How is that? How is that transitioning all these gangster rappers to now one of the biggest stars on Disney?
Biggest child star.
It is like I done turned into a kid sometimes because I find myself as a grown man like, wow, that could be somebody else's child. And I'm looking at me as a grown man saying, if she can make it at 14 and ain't giving up and starting up, what's wrong with everybody else? And she ain't out there popping a gun. She ain't out there flashing. She ain't doing nothing. She just minding her business, but she's in the business. So, you know, she's doing her thing. And I'm loving it because we got an event coming up. I don't know when, this going to air or whatever, but they got the spring HBCU Classic is in Columbus on April the 23rd. And they got a celebrity ball game. I don't know if y'all knew about it, but they got the old school versus new school celebrity ball game. And guess who the team is? The old school team is Vivica Fox versus Team Lele.
Right.
So they went and got the Heat. Vivica Fox, them, guess who they got? They got Joe Torre, Yo-Yo. They got Romeo. They got Amber Rosa. They even got Clark Kellogg coming in.
They got Amber Rosa.
Yeah.
She play basketball?
It's gonna be there. I'm invite y'all. It's on the 23rd, the next day after the showcase. But we only got one person, but it speaks all so far, as they telling me. Cheryl Miller.
Oh. She's a beast. She's a beast.
Yeah, so they better go get an Army tank.
Yeah, but man, we appreciate the interview, man. Hey, look, like I said,
tell everybody.
You tell everybody where they can follow you at. Your
any information you want to put out there
that
we may have missed, anything you got up and coming, any events, and then also where they can find you, follow you, contact you. You can drop that now.
Y'all can follow me on IG, and that's where I really, plant-based my whole livelihood of his music work and all. It's at Shawn Dolla Bill, the @ symbol, SHAWNDOLLABILL, one whole word. That's on IG. You'll see the picture up there, me and Bow Weezy up there. And we just doing our thing. And then right now I got a couple things going on with, moving around. Bow Wow. I'm just working. That's all I can say. I'm putting in work, doing work, applying myself, staying humble, networking and all. And if any artists want to get at me, just go to IG.
And I want to say this too, man, because I think it's long overdue. I don't think y'all A&Rs and the people that put this stuff together get y'all credit enough. This is what we want to do. This is why we made this platform. We want to give y'all flowers now, man. Without y'all teaching the young people the game so we can get with the older people that got all the money in the game. It's a beautiful thing. I mean, y'all should be running the school. Because y'all really teaching us the game. I don't know what we would have done without you coming up and the teachings that you gave me, some of the conversations that we had on the phone, some of the things,
You took it and ran with it, though. You was determined. Yeah. That's one thing I can say. You was determined. Your wife was determined. She stuck by your side, because you get some people you see, and then one may not, it's always one without the other. But y'all as a team, y'all together. And that's what I like about both of y'all, genuine. Y'all spoiled me when I was down. I only been to Akron one time in my life, and that was about 10 years ago. So hopefully I can get back down there and we bless the whole city with something big.
We're going to
bring it out. Artists and all.
How was that Swenson's, though? You remember that Swenson's burger?
Oh, man, I still think about that. It had me dancing out there. It had all kind of stuff on it too.
Yeah, that was good. That's our Akron life. We gonna get you back out here, man. And Dollar, man, we appreciate you, man, and thanks for pulling up at the podcast, man. And man, we really appreciate everything you've been doing, man. Keep doing your work, man. We need people like you in the game.
Man, I'm here.
That's important. Here. It's important for somebody to make the phone calls and put the stuff together. And I'm gonna say this, and I usually don't say this. This man worth every dollar he wants. So if he want $1,500, if he want $2,500, if he want $5,000, pay it, because it'll save you a lot of time and agony. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because they can run into a crossroad.
It's just the free game now. Yeah. It's just the free game. He done gave up the free game. Just imagine if you put a little money behind it.
You gotta pay. Just pay. I'm gonna tell people. I think that's what held me up. I didn't want to pay at first, but hey,
And before I go, I want to hit y'all with a story I told y'all why I became famous.
Go ahead.
So it goes a little something like this. Now you listen to the T-Vic and Miss Dean show.
You know what messed me up? Because I know we supposed to end, but you know what messed me up when we was at that showcase and you started rapping.
Oh yeah.
You started rapping.
Oh yeah.
He said, he's like, oh yeah, you got rap too. I said, man, quit playing. He bust out a whole hit and he cool too.
Yeah. So
on to the overtime. We got to go. Hey, Dollar, I hit you up tomorrow, man.
Friday, bro. We appreciate you, Dollar Bill.
All love. And when I'm rocking with y'all, I'm rocking with Trillionaire Fashion.
For sure.
All right.